the AirPods Pro 2nd Gen. Oh wait, too much noise in the background. Today we're having a deep dive into the AirPods Pro 2nd Gen. Hi, my name is Wayne. I'm a cybersecurity specialist, and in my free time I make videos on tech, travel and lifestyle here in Melbourne. To see my initial opinion, click on the video here. After a couple of days with the 2nd Gen, here are my thoughts and some observations. So first off, active noise cancellation, definitely an improvement from the first one. In my initial test, I couldn't really test it out properly, but after some time comparing the two, I could definitely see the improvement. My only gripe with the newer one is it now leaves a noticeable higher pitched hum, which took a bit of getting used to, at least for me personally, but definitely reduces a lot of the lower pitched hums, which does result in more of the noise being cancelled out. One thing that I did not really see any benefit of was adaptive transparency, or transparency with adaptive noise cancellation. I could honestly not tell the difference. Perhaps it just needs a bit of more testing. Now, I'd just like to add, I've seen other reviews out there stating that this would be useful for playing them at concerts. I don't believe that this will necessarily work out. I don't think it will be able to cancel to that level, but in theory, it sounds like an amazing idea. Now, apparently, iOS 16.1, which is currently in beta, brings adaptive transparency to the 1st Gen, which is interesting and possibly controversial because I thought the newer chip was the one that was powering the adaptive transparency. So we'll just have to wait a bit to see. Also, just as an update to my initial video, the button on the back appears to be the same. I had previously said that it wasn't as noticeable, but I think it's just built up of dust over time. I also absolutely love that they added the functionality to add a lanyard strap. Over here, I've just added a third-party one. No need to buy an official one. With the previous gen, I used to always have a case attached to it just for that functionality. But it's good to see that it's built in now. Nonetheless, I'm still thinking of adding a case to this one as well, just to prevent the outside from being damaged or dirty. And in case you didn't know, this lanyard bit over here actually functions as an antenna. Pretty Apple-esque way of doing things. With the 1st Gen, it was harder to check the battery status. It wasn't that hard, but you just had to open the case every time. And in case it's still not paired, take it out of the case, put them in, and then look at the status of the individual buds. With the 2nd Gen, they're always connected to your phone, even though they're in the case. As you can see, they're in the case, but still connected. With the 1st Gen, when you put the buds back in the case, after a while, it automatically disconnects from your phone, hence you couldn't see the battery status. And if battery status is something that you want to keep an eye on, make sure to add the widget to your phone. You can do so by going to one of your home screens, tapping and holding down, click on the plus button, scroll down the batteries, and pick the widget you want. I have these two, but what happens if I interchange them? Will it notify me? Will it break things? Or will it just continue working as is? You'll be pleased to know, if you put the 2nd Gen buds in the 1st Gen case, you do get a warning as such. But interestingly, no warning when you put the 1st Gen earbuds into the 2nd Gen case. However, it does play a quick chime, and this one flashes in orange. But then it goes back to green. The same chime plays when I open them up and flash back to orange again. I haven't been able to test out what happens if you and your friend mix one of these up. I'm assuming it'll be a bit more proactive, like this notification over here, which actually tell you which earbuds belong to who. Connecting them to the phone is so much quicker, thanks to the new chips and Bluetooth 5.3. One downside which I've noticed is that it does not easily align with one of the wireless chargers I have at home. As you can see, the 1st Gen is easily detected and starts charging. It has good charging angles. You can place it pretty much anywhere on this puck and start charging, and it even works with the case fine. With the 2nd Gen, it's really finicky about the placement on the puck. You have to pretty much align it exactly on the spot, and it doesn't really seem to work well with the case either. On a positive note, it does work with the Apple Watch charger, and it works like a dream, even better than the normal wireless Qi chargers. I'm really happy that they now support this, because now it makes a more compelling argument for me to be taking my watch charger whenever I'm traveling. And the magnets are pretty strong. As I suspected, the volume swipe gestures are amazing. It's great not having to take my phone out of my pocket or ask you to change it for me. It's just a bit embarrassing to do it in public. To be honest, at first I forgot I can do that, but once I started using it, I tell you, it's just so handy. Now, in case you want to disable this for some reason, you can't just yet, but with iOS 16.1 coming soon, you should be able to do that. Once it's available, you go into settings, tap on your AirPods Pro, scroll down, go to accessibility, scroll down again, and then under volume control, you can turn off volume swipe. In case you don't like the charging sounds, you can disable them by going into settings, Go into your AirPods, scroll down, and then disable Enable Charging Sounds. By default, if you're wearing only one earpod, noise cancellation will be disabled. If you do want to enable it, you can go into Settings, go into your AirPods, scroll down until you reach Accessibility, and then under Noise Control, you can turn that on. While you're in the settings, I'd recommend you leave on Optimize Battery Charging and Find My Network. Battery life has been amazing so far. The previous one lasted me quite a long time as well, but the new ones supposedly offer you up to 6 hours just with the earbuds. If you have spatial audio and head tracking disabled, cut that down to 5.5 hours if you have spatial audio and head tracking enabled. Combined with the case, you get about 30 hours of listening time. Apple also claims that 5 minutes of the earbuds in the case will give you about an hour of listening time. In terms of charging, you can now use a normal wireless Qi charger, the Apple Watch charger, or still the normal lightning cable. I'm really happy that they still kept the lightning port in case the other ones are unavailable. Plus, I've generally noticed this one to be faster. I did wish they moved to USB-C, but hopefully soon along with the iPhone. So overall, definitely loving the upgrade. Noise cancellation is the biggest feature, for me at least, and all the other things are definitely nice to have. If you don't have the new one, but you still have the previous gen, if noise cancellation isn't as important to you, you're perfectly fine with the first gen. But for the huge improvement and those other nice features, you might definitely want to check these out. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't seen my initial video on this, I'd recommend go check it out over here, and also this video which YouTube recommends for you.